Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for Hashflow. Now, before I get into this, I want to go over the January 1st video where I had a pretty good entry here, started to go our way, and then I got stopped out. And I wanted to show you why Elliott Wave can be so helpful where you have multiple scenarios. And there was a reason I had my stop at that spot, because if we collapse, it's likely just a leading diagonal. I'm going to press play here just so you remember to refresh the video. The question is this a series of 1-2s, or is this all a leading diagonal in itself and we get that correction before the third wave? And again, if that happens and we get that correction down between 27 and 30 cents, I'd look for a re-entry there to the upside. So just to refresh, I said if it's a leading diagonal, we would get a correction down between 27 and 30 cents. And you can see why that's so helpful in Elliott Wave. Because if this is a leading diagonal, that's the area we expect a pivot between 30 cents and 27 cents. So those that think Elliott Wave is all just writing things down and seeing things different ways, you can see how helpful that is. I said if it's not a series of 1-2s, it's a leading diagonal, and we get a correction to the downside. So now that we have that information, it's clearly a leading diagonal. I pulled the pivots here just to make sure. There's our third wave. It's not the shortest, but we did get quite a blow off top, which made this scenario more likely a 1-2 in that moment, just because that blow off top was quite excessive. So from where we are now, this sell-off again adds things to be a little more complicated. I would, for purposes of this setup, what I'm going to do is consider the candle closes. So I would start my count because of that liquidation over here. This is where I would pull all my fibs from this low. So at this moment, a potential ABC correct to the downside between 50 and the 618. You can see we've had quite a impulse off the low, sorry. And I want to make sure this completes a 5 wave before I'm interested. But I am quite interested in the setup. Let me just get rid of this for now. There's the 618. I'll get rid of the 50. You can see we're coming up to previous resistance. I want to see if we get up and above here. It looks like we're in a third wave right now, but if we can get up and above and then correct sideways within that area, there's a high probability that we move to the upside if these waves fill out this exact way. So going down to the hourly, we need to get up above this area, trying to turn resistance into support. And it appears we have our wave 1, 2, looks like 3 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I'll get that out of the way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, this looks like we're just trying to get above there. And if we can get above this level, I'm going to be very, very interested in a long. Put that one below, because that'll be a very clean 5-wave impulse from this low, which I'm going by with the lows. And at which point what I will do is pull from those pivots wherever they end up. It might be a 382 buy. I'm not sure yet. I want to see those waves fill out. But the reason I might buy a little bit higher between the 382 and the 236 is for the reason that we will break resistance here. We'd expect to hold support. So we might actually hold above wherever this third wave is, right at the 4th wave high. But again, we need to see these waves fill out, and then we need to see a nice sideways ABC before getting confident on this one. So that's what I'm looking at on Hashflow. And if we do just collapse from here. This is probably a ABC or a WXY, and we're looking for lower lows back between that 27 and 30 cents. So we have the edge on our side that we need to see this fill out before we're interested in it whatsoever. But it looks like a potential really nice setup, because this would be a large 1-2. This would be a second 1-2, looking for a third of the third. And if we don't get that and it just collapses, no harm, no foul, I'd probably be interested down in this area to restart that potential impulse. And this would be the scenario if Bitcoin sells off. This would be the sell the news thing. But very interested down in this area if we do collapse. And if we get that fifth wave, very interested at previous resistance to use as support. Right, guys, that's it for Hashflow. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.